reverse, game breaks, we'll get you loaded up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut aside, 2 games after this win in. Rush you again, here for the first minute. Carry my team down 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
Release him.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Dark mode is engaged. Tennessee, Oklahoma coming up Saturday night. A night at Neyland with dark mode engaged. Man, oh man, what more do you need? What more do you need to get fired up for a little Tennessee football on a Saturday night? We got everything to play for. Everything is in front of us. It may not look perfect. It may not look pretty. It may not look sexy. You may not be happy with Tim Banks, but the bottom line is this Tennessee football team still has everything to play for on Saturday night. You might as well consider Oklahoma coming to Neyland Stadium for a playoff game on Saturday. That's how much that game means. Tennessee needs to go out. Tennessee needs to take care of business. Are you fired up on a Monday morning? Because I am fired up on a Monday morning. I'm ready to freaking go. I am ready for dark mode to be engaged. Come on in, pull up a chair, smash the thumbs up. We would appreciate it. Share out this link. Let somebody know we are live. We're going to talk a little baseball at the top of the show. Then we're going to recap Kentucky and maybe, just maybe, look ahead to Oklahoma. But let's see who exactly is in the chat. Austin Hughes is here. Coach E was the only choice for the job. Yeah, we're going to ask Cainer about that in just a moment. Bobby Love says, GBO, what is up, my friend? Boudreaux doesn't have a membership. He used to have a membership. And he was here on Tuesday night, and he watched person after person after person gift Talkin VAWLS memberships with one goal in mind, and that was getting Fuzzy a free membership. Guess who has a membership now? Fuzzy. But Boudreaux doesn't. You can gift them. You can gift a Talkin VAWLS membership. I'll tell you what, I'll do the same deal today that I did Tuesday night. If somebody gifts a Talkin VAWLS membership and Boudreaux is the one that wins that free membership, I'll give whoever gifted it a free Talkin VAWLS shirt. We're doing a little gambling on a Monday morning. Also, if we get 35 memberships that come in, we'll give away some free merch. Why not? But let's catch up with you guys. Blaine Haynes, I can't read, has been a member for 21 months. We appreciate you, Blaine. Thank you for the support. Brian Turner drops a $10 super chat. That is very generous on a Monday morning. Says, Dorfy, let's beat them Sooners, GBO. Luke Thompson also drops a $2 super chat. Only to say Dorfy. We appreciate a good Dorfy. Helps keep the lights on. So shout out, Luke. We appreciate you as well. Let's get Cainer on here. And I guess we're going to talk. Are we going to talk baseball on a Monday morning? I guess so.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Cainer, why do Monday mornings suck so bad?
Because everything's got to go wrong for people like us that got to stream and got to create content, and you need internet, and you need, sometimes the weather knocks that out. I mean, you got a lot of variables here, man.
It was wild. Like, I had everything set up, ready to go. I was trying to add my camera, and it just kept spinning. And I'm like, okay, there's something going on with the connection, whatever. I open another StreamYard, like I'm going to make a video, and it adds the camera perfectly fine. And I cannot figure out what's going on. And then finally the internet dies, comes back, and we're cooking with gas. Shout out John Watts. He gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. We got to pay attention this morning. C Staples won the Talkin VAWLS membership. So we're 34 away from free merch. John Watts put the quarter in the slot machine, pulled the lever, and he lost. But we appreciate those gifted Talkin VAWLS memberships. If Boudreaux gets it, we're going to give whoever gifted it a free Talkin VAWLS shirt. Cainer Dark Mode is rolling out on Saturday. Are you a uniform guy? I am. I'm unashamed. I'm not embarrassed to admit it. I love cool uniforms. I love me some dark mode. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm not the biggest uniform guy. I do like dark mode. I think it looks awesome. This is a very unpopular opinion. I would rather have the dark helmets. Don't get me wrong. I thought the white helmets with the dark with the black accents in 2021 looked awesome. That's just my opinion. But I'm not the biggest uniform guy, but I do love dark mode. I like the early versions of the smoky gray, but nothing beats that orange on white, man.
Man, we got them cooking in the chat right now. Brian Turner gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. That means we're down to 29. We get to 29. Mrs. Boogie's going to be pissed. I'm going to have to send out all of our profits in free memberships. These guys in the chat love to gamble. That's all I know. Dustin Lifford got a free membership. Alex H got a free membership. Lawrence Wimberly got a free membership. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Why does it only show 3 of them? See, why is my life a living hell? Why is my life a living hell? Nothing works around here. Who else gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership? AGR gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership, and my chat is not showing it. Why is everything a living hell? Hold on, let me switch this. Let me switch it. Bear with me, Cainer. I got more important things to deal with on a Monday morning than I do you right now.
I'm here to serve.
Alex H. Lawrence Wimberly. Why can I not see it? I'm going to have to trust Soar the Demon to keep track with it. But AGR gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership as well. That means we're down to 28. Get in where you fit in. We appreciate you guys. AGR has also been a member for 36 months. We appreciate that support. Let's talk a little baseball, Cainer. I guess I want to kick it off with, let's watch this video, right? Let's watch this video because I think this sums it all up. You know, Tony Vitello, I thought we were going to have a coaching search update on a Monday morning. I told you after Vitello took the job with the Giants, I said, hey, Monday, let's do a little coaching search update. Take a few minutes. You're down with that. Tennessee interviews the head coach from Coastal Carolina. But then on Saturday, just a few days later, Josh Elander named the 26th head coach at the University of Tennessee. Let's take a look at this clip.
It's my honor to introduce your new head baseball coach, Josh Elander.
Pretty crazy, huh? Just, man, I'm so excited. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I know I was a little emotional the last few days, but it's just about protecting what we build as a group, man. A lot of time goes into this. Watch you guys when you were babies, told your parents, made them promises, we'd make you better people, we'd make you better players. That's not going to change. I'm just so excited to keep this show going. We got winners in this room. We got different pieces, good people. Let's go win a hell of a lot of ball games.
Let's summarize that clip right there. It reminds me of when Kelsey Pope got promoted from within to become the wide receiver coach. Just the reaction from those players. Kind of summarize that as Josh Elander named the head coach.
Yeah, I mean, the players are always going to want to have their guy. You know, they're always going to want to pump up their guy to get the job. You saw the same thing with Texas A&M a couple of years ago. You talked about Kelsey Pope. I mean, that's just human nature. So it was up to Danny White to acknowledge that this is a weird time of the year. This is not the coaching carousel calendar. Everybody's already pretty much set in stone, ready to roll. You're towards the end of fall ball, not just here at Tennessee, but everywhere across the country, to go out there and find the best candidate for the job and to know that this is one of the best jobs in college baseball right now, one of the most attractive jobs when you look at everything that pours into the program in terms of resources, look at the stadium renovations, look at what this program's got going the last, 8 years, thanks to Tony Vitello and this staff. And, there was some interest that, trying to poke around to see the interest in some different guys across the country. Coastal Carolina, obviously, Schnall was a guy that, Tennessee targeted. End of the day, though, Elander, I think, kind of checked all those boxes. He is able to continue what Tony Vitello and Josh Elander and Frank Anderson, all these other assistants have been doing. He's recruited at a high level. He's ran the offense for arguably the best offensive team in the country the last 5 years. It just makes a whole lot of sense. So Danny White had to do his due diligence. But at the same time, I mean, those players, these recruiting classes that are ready to roll in here, they wanted their guy. And so when it was announced that Josh Elander was the head coach, I think it was just a sigh of relief. A lot of anxiousness just kind of drifted away, and they could just kind of get back to work and pick up business as usual because, again, Josh Elander has had a monster imprint on this program already, even with Tony Vitello being here.
You see the reaction from the current players. That makes sense, right? Like you said, that's their guy. You saw the social media almost outrage before Danny White even got off the ground with a coaching search. There was outrage. It was Josh Elander or bust. He was the only hire that Danny White was going to be allowed to make. Former players, fans, everybody chiming in. From a baseball perspective, what do you like about Josh Elander taking this job? Because I'll be honest, when I saw the coach from Coastal Carolina, I was all Josh Elander. When I saw that they were interviewing the coach, I wasn't mad at that. I would have been happy if they had gone that direction. But from a baseball perspective, from a coaching perspective, take all the emotions out. What do you like about Josh Elander getting this hire?
Again, he's kind of touched every single part of this program the last couple of years. He is the offensive coach. He's the hitting coach, and Tennessee's been one of the biggest power hitting baseball teams in the country in terms of home runs, extra base hits, RBI, runs per game. And so I love that. He works with catchers, and Tennessee is, the philosophy at Tennessee is if you're playing shortstop or behind the plate catching, it's defense, defense, defense. Offense is a plus, and I think that's going to continue on. Tennessee's just been lucky to where they've had a lot of offense at the shortstop position for the most of the time that Tony Vitello has been here. So I like the fact that he works with catchers. While working with catchers, he also works with pitchers. I mean, that's Frank Anderson's show, obviously, but Elander has a hand in that as well. He's the base running coach, coaching third base, and he's the recruiting coordinator. Like Tony Vitello is the ace recruiter. I'm not trying to act like he's not, but Josh Elander runs that department, and every big fish that Tennessee's gotten to campus, Josh Elander has been a part of that. So, from here on out, without the Tony Vitello factor, can Elander continue that? I've got a lot of confidence that he can, but in terms of evaluating players, scouting players, getting in on the ground floor, and then getting them to campus, I mean, Elander has been instrumental in that. So, yeah, there's a lot to like about Josh Elander. Again, is Josh Elander Tony Vitello? No, he's not. He's an unproven head coach, never been a head coach before. His mannerisms, his personality is much different from Tony Vitello. That's okay. As Garrett Crochet told VolQuest over the weekend, they're the same coin but of two sides, meaning, they have the same goals, they have the same aspirations, they might just go about it a little bit differently, and I think that's exciting for Tennessee fans.
Let me catch back up with you guys in the chat. We're going to switch gears here. We're going to talk a little Tennessee football. That's what we do on Talkin VAWLS. Austin Hughes has been a member for 15 months. We appreciate that. And then he also gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership, and that membership went to Benjamin Gray Reynolds. So congratulations, Benjamin. Still no Boudreaux, but that's all right. We're going to put on more steam. 27 memberships away. If you gift one and Boudreaux gets it, a little gambling on a Monday morning, we'll give you a free Talkin VAWLS t-shirt, hoodie, whatever you want. Dylan Elam has been a member for 40 months. This question for Cainer. Man, I feel disrespected on my own dang show, even more so when I read the question and know that we talked about it last night on Talkin VAWLS Live, but that's okay. We'll let Cainer answer it on a Monday. Was Colton Hood banged up Saturday? Noticed a snap count drop off. Played 10 snaps in the second half.
Yeah, he was banged up. I don't have the snap counts in front of me, but he only played about 46 snaps, I think, and you had William Wright that played 37. I don't have the snap counts yet. I have them memorized. So William Wright played a lot. Ty Redmond, I think, played all but 1 or 2 snaps offensively. So I think he came in, played a series or 2 in the second half. Don't quote me on that, but he's certainly one to watch as the week goes along because this defense, creating opportunities in the first half, 2 takeaways, 1 scoring themselves with Idris Farouk, what a play, and then setting the offense up inside the 10, does that at such an elite level, but you still give up way too many yards through the air, way too many points on the scoreboard, and if you lose arguably your best player, that's not good. So, of course, we'll be watching Colton Hood as the week goes along. He was obviously very active on social media after the win. If you want to look into indicators or anything like that, he was kind of business as usual. So we'll keep an eye on that. If Colton Hood's banged up and not able to go full speed, it'd be a lot of Ty Redmond, obviously, and some William Wright.
Man, we had a listener come on Sunday night. We do a fan call-in show, and we kind of changed the way we do it. We tell you, bring a topic, bring something you want to talk about, bring something good, and we'll kind of bounce off of it. We had a guy bring a whole sheet of notes, and he just ran out all these notes, but it was good stuff. And I'm not in the camp of firing Tim Banks. I'm not there yet. Clearly, the eye test tells you this defense is struggling. We can rattle off stats all day long, but stats can be, they don't always tell the full story. And I was getting closer and closer and closer on this Tim Banks thing. And then this guy comes on last night and he lays out all the things. And I'm like, yep. And it's all the reasons why this defense is always going to struggle. But there's just so many layers to it, right? Up tempo, fast-paced offense. What's going to happen? Your defense is going to be out there quicker. And that's not just 3 and outs. Tennessee had some 3 and outs in the Kentucky game. They also had, I think, a 5-play scoring drive and a 3 or 4-play scoring drive. Like that, and then they're going quick. Your defense is constantly on the field. Cainer, you piggyback that with this Jekyll and Hyde defense. They'll go out and get a pick 6, a scoop and score, a turnover, and a short quick field for the offense to go score. This defense, because of the way they play, is also putting themselves out there more often. There's just so many layers to add to what we're seeing with the eye test. And it allows me to, what some people want to say is make excuses for a Tim Banks defense. I'm just calling a spade a spade. They're out there a lot, whether it's the offense or it's the defense creating plays for themselves. They're generating more plays, if that makes sense.
The counter to that would be, they were elite last year. Now, Tennessee did slow it down a bit offensively, but they were still going faster than normal offenses, and they were still running tempo. They just weren't going at a warp speed. They slowed it down last year, yet the defense was elite last year. So there can always be, a counter to that. But to your point, you go and look at Tennessee's scoring drives from the other night. And again, this has been the same case for 5 years for the most part. Scoring drive of 119, of 211, of 115, of 132, of 25 seconds, of 129, and of 219. And these are plays of, 6, 7, 8. One was a 10. I mean, they're fast. And so, the defense is certainly not on the sideline as much as other defenses across the country or across the conference. But end of the day, man, they could be so much better statistically if they could just tackle. They would be so much better statistically if they could just contain. Like, the thing that's frustrating when watching this defense is it's minor stuff. Like, it's stuff that you think are correctable, but here we are 8 games in, and it's still been an issue. So it's kind of like, well, is it ever going to be correctable? Or, are you ever going to see a better version of this Tennessee defense? I'm in the camp of, obviously, it's unfortunate because I hear people continue to say, oh, this is just like 21 and 22, got to outscore everybody. In the sense of outscoring everybody, I agree with you. But the frustrating thing is, man, there's so much more talent on this roster, on this defense, than there was on those teams, with all due respect. There's so much more talent. And so I'm in the camp of, you are who you are. Tennessee's going to create a takeaway or 2 a game. Tennessee better get back to sacking the quarterback. Went 6+ quarters without a sack. Finally got home in the 3rd quarter the other night. You need to get back to doing what you do at an elite level, the few things you do at an elite level. or you really don't have anything to hang your hat on. So they're going to give up points. They're going to give up yards. They're going to create a takeaway or two, and hopefully the sacks get back to where they need to be so that you at least know what you can expect from the Tennessee defense.
I thought Kentucky had a good game plan, getting the ball out quick, but again, I know it sounds like I'm making excuses. This team does have talent. They also have a lot of talent banged up, right? How many times can you say, oh, well, your starting corners are out? Boo Carter, I've been preaching about Boo Carter for the last 48 hours. No excuse for the way he quit. I get it. You got beat, you got burnt. Play to the whistle. I cannot stand a player quitting, and that's exactly what Boo Carter did. And Jalen McMurray, I get it. Jalen McMurray is supposed to be the second string corner. He's not supposed to be starting in the star position. So it's like, if you really look at it, you're playing your second string corners, you're playing your second string star, and then you've got weak safety play. It's a problem. And again, I can sit here and I can make excuses for Tim Banks as you're rattling off scoring drives. Look at the first quarter alone. Tennessee, 4 plays. 3 plays. Then you had the pick 6. So that's that's a 0 play for the offense. Defense going right back out there. 3 plays, 5 plays. Like, this defense is asked a lot. But at the end of the day, Kentucky goes out and sets records, right? They've not scored 3 touchdowns since what was it, 2023 or something? They scored 3 in the first half. This defense was bad against Kentucky. You mentioned just going out and outscoring everybody. So do you think Tennessee can do that? Look, this is a glorified playoff game coming up on Saturday. Like, it is win or go home, and Tennessee has a shot, man. If you win out, can they outscore everybody? Can they outscore Oklahoma? I think it could possibly be one of the best offenses, if not the best offense in the SEC, versus one of the best defenses in Oklahoma. ESPN, FPI, and Vegas, they're going to both favor Tennessee the rest of the way. FPI has Tennessee at 23% chance of winning out, 22.6% of making the college football playoff. Do you think this team has enough gas in the tank to get there? If you're betting on this, Cainer, we got people betting in the chat on winning a free Talkin VAWLS shirt. If you're betting, trying to win a free Talkin VAWLS shirt, you taking Tennessee to finish this thing off?
It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick against Tennessee at home. I'll say that here on a Monday morning. I mean, I think the Neyland effect is real. I think Neyland carries weight, and I think that's why Tennessee's favored in this game. Certainly, if it was at a neutral site, I don't know if Tennessee would be favored to win. If it was at Oklahoma, Tennessee would not be favored to win. So there's a lot to like in that respect of the game being at Neyland Stadium. Keith's here in the chat saying, "Can a defense stop a quarterback with a broken hand from throwing 300 on them?" It's funny, like. We were talking in the post-game post-game podcast the other night, and Austin's like, and I kind of painted the picture. I'm like, Mateer looks like a shell of himself. He's not the same guy, because he's not. I mean, like, since he's come back 17 days after surgery on his thumb on his throwing hand, he has not looked the same at all. And then Austin pointed out, but it doesn't matter. He's going to look like a Heisman Trophy candidate that he was before the injury against the Tennessee defense, and that's the frustrating thing about it, because that's what you come to expect. The offense overall, since Mateer's injury, they've been all over the place, man. And, since Mateer's come back, I ran the numbers. In 3 games, that offense is averaging 311 yards of total offense, under 200 yards passing at 193. They've actually ran the ball better since he's been back. They had a 100-yard rusher last week. They had a 100-yard rusher 2 weeks ago against South Carolina. They ran for 171 against South Carolina. Or something like that. I mean, they've actually ran the football better the last 2 weeks than they have all year long, which is really weird, because the 2 guys you thought would be the main horses in the backfield, and Javonte Barnes, who's been there forever, and Jade Knott, they've been complete non-factors this year. Complete non-factors. So it's going to be interesting, man. That offense, honestly, they've got a really good receiver that came over from Arkansas. The offense is in flux right now. Can the defense take advantage of that? Can you slow them down? It's just hard to speak It's just hard to speak with any type of conviction right now, because I saw Kentucky's offense score 34 points. I mean, people can talk about how Cutter Boley can be good one day all they want on the broadcast. Kentucky's offense is awful, and they scored 34 points on Tennessee. So the question is, back to what you said, can you continue to outscore? Boy, it's going to be tough, man. That Oklahoma defense is salty. They don't have a lot of takeaways. But boy, do they change the line of scrimmage. So many TFLs, they're second in the league in sacks. Just go look at their box score and just see how many guys have multiple TFLs, multiple sacks. I mean, it's all across the board. Their linebackers fly all over the place. They're really, really good against the pass. They're really good against the run. They lead the SEC in scoring defense and total defense. Can Tennessee protect Joey Aguilar? They couldn't against Alabama. You've got to protect Joey Aguilar or it's going to be a long day. You can't play behind the sticks. This offense can absolutely score on anybody, but if you make it a habit of playing 1st and 15 or get 7 yards on first down, but give up a sack and force it back a couple yards, make it 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, it's not going to be a recipe for success. So you got to protect Joey Aguilar. If you can protect Joey Aguilar, shoot, I think Tennessee can outscore anybody. So I think that's the key in this one, that front 7 for Oklahoma that is really, really good against the Tennessee offensive line that's still kind of figuring out. David Sanders started at right tackle. You saw that offensive line more, the offensive line you thought you were going to see heading into the season more last game than you did any other game this season. They had 1 sack, and I don't know if it was Jesse Perry's fault or Deshaun Bishop's fault. Clearly those guys had a miscommunication on the blitzer. But overall, you have got to protect Joey Aguilar. If you don't, it is going to be a long day. But I think the Neyland effect is real. I think dark mode is real. I think it's going to be amped up, juiced up, ready to roll. And I think if Tennessee can get some early scores, that could really help them.
Got about 200 people watching live on a Monday morning. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If you haven't, hit that thumbs up, smash that thumbs up. If you just walked in the door, we're trying to give away some free merchandise. And I don't know how Boudreaux put himself in this situation, but if you gift a Talkin Vols membership and Boudreaux is the lucky winner, then so are you. We're going to send you a free Talkin Vols t-shirt, hoodie, whatever you want. And then also, if we get 35 of those, we're going to give another Talkin Vols t-shirt away. I'm scared to talk about John Mateer because I talked about Cutter Boley all last week, and I talked about how he had thrown 4 touchdowns all season long. And then what happens? He more than doubles his touchdown totals by playing against Tennessee. You look at John Mateer, though, not just what he does throwing the football, because I'm with you. He's a different guy after the injury. Threw the 3 interceptions against Texas, only threw for 150 yards against South Carolina. His QBR was in the 40s against Ole Miss. But the big thing for me, almost 200 rushing yards prior to the injury, averaged 4.4 yards per carry. After the injury, only 36 rushing yards. And I wonder if they don't want to use him in the run game because of the injury, if that's a factor. But you mentioned their defense. You mentioned their defensive line. You mentioned their linebackers, because something that stood out to me in the Kentucky game is Tennessee's inefficiency running the football. 33 carries, 108 yards, averaged 3.3 per carry. I think it was around 50 yards on the ground came on that last drive when the game was over. Tennessee's trying to chew the clock. Kentucky doesn't care. Let's just get out of here. Let's go take a shower and let's go home. Are you worried about Tennessee if they're one-dimensional? Do you think maybe they were just taking what Kentucky gave them and I'm blowing it out of proportion? Or do you think they could just go out and throw it regardless of whether or not they can run the football?
Well, I mean, I do wish they would have run the football better. Deshaun Bishop did not have a good game up until that 4th quarter. Sar Thomas, I thought, gave him a jolt a little bit. But, yeah, it was tough sledding on the ground for sure. Now, keep in mind, Kentucky absolutely sold out to stop the run. Kentucky went into this game. It was evident by their defensive approach throughout the first half. Like, hey, if you throw it over our head, you throw it over our head. We're going to man up on the outside because that's a good idea against this Tennessee offense. I don't understand. I mean, did you not learn your lesson in 2022 in Neyland? Like, why on earth do you want to man up and run man the majority of the time against this Tennessee offense? It makes no sense. But they're going to man up on the outside, and they're going to bring an extra guy, and they're going to try to stop the run. If you throw it over our head, you're going to throw it over our head. Okay, Joey Aguilar is 7 for 7 for passes down the field 20 yards or more. He was 5 for 5, 35 yards or more down the field. He was perfect. Bold strategy there, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. It didn't pay off. It didn't pay off at all. So, yeah, I wish Tennessee would have ran the football better, but you have to acknowledge that Kentucky's whole game plan was to take the run away, make you one-dimensional. And for the most part, Tennessee was one-dimensional, and it didn't matter because Tennessee just threw it through the air with ease, man. So I think Tennessee will need to run the football for sure. The run game opens up so much. It's Football 101. The run game opens up so much more in the offense, so much more in the passing game. If you run the football effectively, you freeze your linebackers. If you run the football effectively, you freeze your safety playing out of the box or your star player. So I think Tennessee absolutely needs to run the football. But I'm intrigued to see what Oklahoma wants to do to try to slow that down a little bit. But you never want to be one-dimensional. Never want to be one-dimensional. Tennessee was for 3 quarters against Kentucky, and it didn't matter because Kentucky's not good. Oklahoma's good. Oklahoma's very good.
Joey Aguilar finished today. His QBR 95. I mean, that's dang near perfection. I don't know what more you can do to set. Like, I get it. It's the Heisman Trophy. It just makes me sick to see an idiot like Diego Pavia sit up there and talk about, I deserve the Heisman. Man, Joey is everything the Heisman Trophy is supposed to be about, his story. And then not just his story, man. You know, a good story is one thing, but then a guy that comes out and he's leading the conference in passing yards, second in touchdowns, like first in yards per play. I think it was Bill Martin put this out. I'm about to choke to death. First in 20-plus yard passes, first in 30-plus, first in 40-plus.
In conference play, yeah.
Yeah. Can you sell Joey Aguilar as a Heisman Trophy finalist at this point? And again, I get it. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But why not? Why not Joey? Why is he not? He got that buzz early. Is it because they lost to Georgia and Alabama? If the field goal goes through, if nothing changes other than Max Gilbert makes the field goal against Georgia and you're sitting here with one loss, do you think they're talking about Joey Aguilar as a Heisman candidate and finalist?
Maybe so. But two things working against him. Like should he be in the conversation? Sure. But two things working against him. You have another quarterback in the league that has thrown up very, very, very comparable numbers. In fact, he's thrown more touchdowns than Joey Aguilar, and that's Alabama's Ty Simpson. Alabama's Ty Simpson also, unless he threw another one on Saturday, has one interception this year. So the turnovers are significantly down compared to Aguilar and some of these other guys. Now, also, what did Joey Aguilar do in the game against his Heisman counterpart, if you will? Aguilar played his worst game so far this year, and Ty Simpson did not. And granted, the Alabama defense is better than the Tennessee defense, but like when they were going head-to-head on that showcase, it was advantage Ty Simpson. So I think when you have another quarterback in the league, it's tough to do that. Plus, you got a couple of losses on the schedule. But to your overall point, Joey Aguilar has been fantastic. Brent and I were talking about this on the Rocky Top Rewind. This story's not getting enough national attention, and I don't know why. I know there's a lot going on right now. There's a ton going on right now, but again, the fact that he got here in May and didn't meet most of his teammates until June and won the job, learned the offense, won the locker room, and has never played at this level, okay, has gone out there and just freaking balled out. It's incredible, man. I mean, it's a shame that we only get 1 year of him. It's an absolute shame. So I don't think his story is getting enough national attention. This is one of the best stories in the country right now. One of the absolute best stories in the country. He's awesome to watch play, and I'm excited to see what he looks like against a very, very stout Oklahoma defense. So should he be getting more love overall? Yeah. Should he be getting more love with some of the better quarterbacks in the country? Yeah, I think so. But I think in terms of the Heisman conversation or like those type of awards, it's tough when you're going up against another quarterback in the conference that kind of has an advantage in a couple different categories and kind of holds that head-to-head advantage as well.
This is just putting it blunt. This is shooting straight. We talk about Hendon Hooker and how great that offense was in 22 and how it was almost wasted because your defense was so bad. You couldn't play complimentary football, and that's been the talking point. It was the talking point last year. The defense was so good. The offense, not so much outside the run game. You can't play complimentary football. This year, it's like if you just play complimentary football, you could be sitting here undefeated right now. Are we wasting Joey Aguilar? Do you have confidence that Josh Heupel can bring in a young quarterback? We saw Nico struggle. Now, was that the end of the road for Nico? We're never going to know because Nico transferred. We're never going to know what he could have become in this offense. Me personally, as I sit here right here now, I'm concerned about a Jake Merklinger taking over the reins. I'm concerned about a George McIntyre taking over the reins. I'm dang sure concerned about a Faison Brandon coming in as a true freshman. Are we wasting Joey Aguilar? Spoiler alert, going to be making a video on this later today. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't want to say you're wasting Joey Aguilar because you're still 6-2, and granted, you don't want those losses. I hear you. I mean, you go back to the Georgia game, and if so many different things, if you did just one of 10 things, you win that game, right? Make the kick, make a fourth down stop, make a 2-point conversion stop, get off the field on 4 third downs on one of those touchdown scoring drives. If you do one of 10 things, you win that football game. So that's unfortunate. But I mean, you are 6-2. It's not like you're 4-4 or you have a losing record or whatever. I mean, the offense is humming. You have an opportunity to go out there and win big games. You're still in the college football playoff conversation. Now it's on live support. Okay, you can't afford to lose another time. So I wouldn't say that Tennessee's wasting Joey Aguilar at all right now. But at the end of the year we'll see. And plus, nobody knew that this is what you were going to get, right? Nobody in their wildest dreams thought that you were going to get this production and this high level of efficiency and all that. I mean, he completed 77% of his passes? I've got it right here. Let's see. He completed.
Yeah, right at it.
77% of his passes. He threw 26 balls. He threw for almost 400 yards. It's incredible, man. So I hope that in games like Saturday, when you've got to have it. Here's my hope. And this is where we can go back to saying, okay, well, maybe the defense is wasting Aguilar or whatever. The defense has got to make a couple stops. Got to make a couple stops in big-time situations. Got to get off the field. Got to hold touchdowns and field goals. You don't have to be anything close to what you were last year. I mean, that's obvious that ship has sailed. Can you just make a couple of stops? I think they can. I mean, they've and again, it's a defense that creates turnovers, and that's why it's so hard to completely blast this defense, because they do create takeaways and score on defense, and they need to sack the quarterback more. Like, they haven't done that the last couple of weeks. They do a few things at elite level, but can you just make a couple stops? Can you get off the field? Can you avoid the back-breaking drive of 90-plus yards, 15 plays, 8 minutes off the clock, where Kentucky converts 3 of 4 third downs and a fourth down conversion? Can you avoid that in a football game against Oklahoma? Like, if you can, I think Tennessee, like, that could be the stop that wins them the game or whatever when you look back on it. So we'll see, man. It's going to be a good one. Like, I think this is going to be one of the better environments. I think New England's going to be rocking, knowing what everything. I mean, this is a college football playoff eliminator game. For either team that loses, they're done. Like, that's their loss. Put a fork in them, done. So I think there's so much to play for, and in those scenarios, boy, it's hard to side against the home team. I like the home team in those scenarios.
Yeah, I agree. It's Neyland at night. It's dark mode. Josh Heupel has not lost to anybody not named Kirby Smart in Neyland Stadium.
That's another thing. Josh Heupel in Oklahoma, man. I mean, it's not like he's going to go undefeated his entire life against Oklahoma. We'll see. But right now he's 1-0 in terms of being a head coach. What does he have in store? Seth Luttrell, he was the offensive coordinator there last year when everybody was hurt and they just ran him out of town, and I don't think that was his best showing there, but he's an offensive analyst. Again, there are so many different storylines that just a little bit more pep in your step this week, even if you need that, right? If that's possible. Like a little bit more, like I got a little bit more this week. Let's go. I mean, you know that Josh Heupel's going to be trying to put up 100 on Oklahoma this week.
He's so calm, cool, collected, Mr. Coach speak with the media. He got a little chip on his shoulder this week. He wants this one just a little bit more. Look, you said something about expectations before the season. Joey Aguilar, are we wasting him? Are we not? We're playing with house money, man. And I wish more of us kind of realize that. But at the same time, you're playing with house money, and then you forget where you were before the season. And it's hey, man, we should have beat Georgia. It went from we're losing to Georgia to we should have beat Georgia, and that changed everything. But again, it's all in front of you. Go win. Let's go to the college football playoff. Let's put it all on the line. I think this team can outscore anybody in the country. Cainer, what do you got going on over at Locked On Vols this week? What do you guys got going over at VolQuest? I know you covered the basketball scrimmage. What, like exhibition? An exhibition about, what is this, Rocky IV? This is supposed to be an exhibition? What are we doing? What do you got going on over there at VolQuest?
I know you got to get rid of me here, but I do want to make one more point about what you just said.
I got all day, man.
About this. You and I talked about this on my show, and I think you guys probably talked about this last week on your channel. Like, 1,000%, that's correct what you said. Like, if you go back to August, if you go back to July, and you're just like, man, like, you're doing this offensively, Joey Aguilar's doing this. 9-3, yeah, heck yeah, let's go. Like 9-3, yeah, let's do it. You put up 41 points against Georgia. Oh my gosh, like. But the expectations change when you see it. You see what this offense did against Georgia. You see what Joey Aguilar's done and is capable of. And even with the defense, it's like, I know what I said, but I can't, like, if this offense says this every single Saturday, it's like, how in the world can my expectations not change to 10-2 and not change to being a disappointed season if you don't make the college football playoff? Because you're right, house money back to July and August, 1,000%. But like, now that you've seen it, it's hard to kind of backtrack on all that. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited about this week. And, of course, over at VolQuest.com and on the Locked On Podcast, we're previewing this game, every single angle, matchup piece coming up on Thursday with Rob Lewis. My first glance for Oklahoma going to be up later tonight. Plenty of baseball coverage. Grant Ramey and Rob did a bunch of basketball stuff last night. Tennessee and Duke, two really more than two, a lot of good basketball players, but two specific basketball players kind of balled out last night, so that was fun to watch. And never time for sleeping around here. Baseball coaching search that lasted 3 or 4 days, and we'll see what that looks like with his introductory press conference today. So a lot going on, VolQuest.com and on Locked On Vols podcast.
I love it from a content creator's perspective. I know you worked so hard over the weekend because there was so much going on with Tony Vitello and all that stuff. And then it's like, I don't even get to milk this. Like, I don't even get to get something out of it. It like comes and it goes like that. So I got to work so hard for such a short amount of time. And you can't let me get a little something out of it. I love it. Always a good time, Cainer. We appreciate it. Most everybody here is already subbed to Locked On Vols. If you're not, jump over there. You can make them your first listen of the day because Cainer posts that video at midnight for you late night or early bird risers. Go check them out. Cainer, it's always a good time. We'll catch up later this week, buddy.
See you guys. Thank you.
All right, we're keeping this thing rolling. We're doing a little gambling on a Monday night or Monday morning. And this is not me. You guys came up with this deal on a Tuesday night. We're trying to get a membership for Boudreaux because he ain't got $1. I asked you guys, you got $1? Anybody got $1? I need $1. Boudreaux doesn't have $1. So Boudreaux is asking for a free membership. And I said, I can't do that. YouTube doesn't let me do that. I can't go in and control who gets it or gift one, but you guys can. And Luke Thompson gifted a Talkin Vols membership, but Boudreaux didn't get it. Soar the Demon gifted a Talkin Vols membership, but Boudreaux did not get it. What I'm doing, whoever gifts a membership and Boudreaux gets it, we're going to give that person that gifted it a free Talkin Vols t-shirt, hoodie, whatever you want from the Talkin Vols store at bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. We'll give that to you. Also, if we get to that magic number of 35, we'll give away a free t-shirt, hoodie, whatever you want. We're 25 memberships away. Get in where you fit in. You can hit that gift Talkin Vols membership, smash the thumbs up, all that good stuff. As always, I forgot to mention this at the top of the show, so we'll mention it now. The morning show brought to you by Grade A Grounds Coffee. You can go to gradeagrounds.com. Use that promo code VAWLS, VAWLS at checkout. You're going to save some money. Why do we do this? It makes sense, man. It makes sense. This is an East Tennessee guy, an East Tennessee company. He's a Tennessee graduate. He's a VFL. He bleeds orange, played in a golf tournament. This guy loves Tennessee. Tuned in, watched some of our content, and said, Boogie, this is a match made in heaven. If you're down, I'm down. Let's make it happen. We made it happen. But not only that, they got a great product. You guys know I love the blueberry coffee. I'm telling you, go grab it. If you don't, why is the internet full of stupid people? Why do you got to be a dick? Why do you got to be a dick? You know what? How about that? Coffee's great. The coffee's delicious. It's a match made in heaven. But the coffee's great, man. Blueberry it tastes like a blueberry donut in a coffee cup. I love it. And I'm telling you guys, this partnership is going to last through the season. And then we're going to take a break and we'll come back and we'll see what happens next year. So if you want to take advantage of the promo code, go grab that coffee, gradeagrounds.com. We would appreciate the support. They kick a little bit back our way, but we want to support a local East Tennessee company. So that's why the partnership makes sense. Marcus gifted a Talkin Vols membership. Let's see who got that. Coding Skywalker got that free membership. Brian Turner gifted 5 Talkin Vols membership. Free for now, Mr. Fulton, Taylor Made, Troutfish, and Joshua Moore. Still trying to get Boudreaux a free membership, but we're still getting closer. We're 19 away from giving away some free merchandise. We appreciate you guys having a little fun, a little gambling. Joey Carroll trying his luck, gifted a Talkin Vols membership. Who got that? Bobby A. Boudreaux's like, I'm still here, guys. I'm still here. Why is Boudreaux and Fuzzy got his membership? Now we're trying to get Boudreaux his membership. We're 18 away. Put on more steam. We appreciate you guys. You guys know what we do on a Monday morning. We go take a listen to what Josh Heupel had to say immediately following the win over Kentucky. I also want to feed off of you guys, see how you guys are feeling. You guys know what to do. If you got something you want to talk about. Dylan, Boogie cussing people out during the ad read. This is why we're not professional. Well, what the guy said was, man, it's just like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? And I get it, man. There's people that hate me. They hate watch. They're here because they don't like what I do. You accomplish nothing by what you put in the chat. And first of all, you're a liar. Like, you didn't even buy the product, but you're going to badmouth a company that we're trying to support when it's just nonsense. Like, you didn't even buy the product, but you're going to badmouth the product because you don't like me. Like, why are you here? Go somewhere else. Like, I don't float around the internet watching people that I don't like so I can badmouth them. Ian's here and says Monday morning stream equals weekly Boogie rant. Yeah, I'm trying to do better. Just trying to promote a local business, and the guy has to run his mouth, and here we go. I want to interact with you guys. What makes this show, what makes this channel so much fun is the interaction with you guys. And if I'm not reading the chat, if I'm not reading what's being said, then I can't interact with you, man. And I told Coach after the post-game show when it was just us, I'm like, man, I'm getting really close to just not even reading the chat. Maybe it was Wednesday night, just not even reading the chat during a live show. I don't want to be that. I don't want to do that. Coach A gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership, 17 away. 17 away. Put on more steam. Y'all going to make Miss Boogie mad at me. She's going to be mad at me because I'm going to give away the profits. We're getting close, though. 17 gifted Talkin VAWLS memberships away. Shout out, Coach. Appreciate you. It's the dang interaction. It's the dang interaction that makes it so great. Sword of the Demon says, dark mode activated. They just posted the video. Yeah, I posted it at the top of the stream. I went ahead and got us demonetized for music at the top of the stream. So I encourage all door fees and super chats. I'll play the clip again because we got 200 people watching live. We had about 30 people watching when I played the clip. Dark mode is activated.
Release him.
What do you guys think of that? Dark mode activated. Somebody said giving them some Tron vibes in the dark mode video. I love it, man. I love it. Sometimes it's worth it. It's worth it to get demonetized. David says, love the show. Boogie, don't change anything, man. That's why I watch every show, the way you do things. And Coach J, GBO, I appreciate that. Austin Hughes says, dark mode is the top 3 greatest uni out there. Yeah. Man, the Super said best media team ever, man. The media team is like they got their finger on the pulse, right? They dropped the Venom. Was it Venom last year? They dropped the Venom one, and then now they drop one that giving you Tron vibes right after the new Tron movie drops. Like the media team is so good. I maybe agree with that. Can't top last year. I look because look, I'm a comic book nerd. I like the Venom drop. That was sweet. I dug it. Sling Blade gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. I think we're 16 away. Shout out Sling Blade. I appreciate you, brother. Also Fuzzy bragging. Fuzzy says he's been a member for 6 months. He just got that free member. Actually, he didn't. Everybody tried to give Fuzzy a free membership, and then he caved. He just caved and bought it. Is that what Boudreaux is going to do? Maybe dark mode will help our defense. I highly doubt it. Austin's been a member for 2 years. We appreciate that. Ain't lost in dark mode. We ain't starting now. Ooh, is that true? Wait, is that right? Is Tennessee undefeated in dark mode? I don't think I'm aware of that. Dude, Nealon's going to bring it. Nealon is going to bring it. And I have a love-hate relationship with our fan base sometimes. I think our fan base is quickly becoming entitled. Our fan base is quickly feeling like we deserve to win a national championship, and if we don't, we got to fire everybody. And that's not everybody. That is a vocal minority that I feel is in that mindset. But you can see it in the numbers, man. And I'm always gauging numbers on YouTube. I'm always looking at my numbers. We got 200 watching on a Monday morning. I'm happy with that. But if we were undefeated right now, that number's probably going to be 400, 500. And you could say, well, Boogie, it's because your show sucks and nobody wants to watch it. Maybe that's true. But then I'll go look at the numbers at VolQuest and see what they're doing. Right, I'll go look at the numbers at 247 Sports or some of the comparable channels that are actually covering Tennessee football and not covering all of college football or football drama or whatever. Like I'm trying to compare to like-minded channels, similar numbers. Our fan base is a little down right now, and that's disappointing. But when Saturday rolls around, when it's Tennessee and it's Oklahoma and the college football playoff is on the line and it's a night game and it's dark mode, Neyland Stadium is going to be packed. It's going to be rowdy. It's going to be loud. It's going to be hostile. And if we beat Oklahoma, if we take it to Oklahoma, and I get it, you got New Mexico the following week and the fan base is going to kind of be like, it's glorified scrimmage, don't really care. But I think a win over Oklahoma brings this fan base back together. I think a win over Oklahoma will ignite this fan base and hopefully, just maybe, make them realize we got a shot at the college football playoff. And you heard what Cainer said. We can outscore anybody in the country. I agree with him. We can win a shootout with anybody in the country. Be a little bit easier if we played a little bit more defense, right? Might make it a little easier. But this defense can also force turnovers. This defense can change a game. It may be Jekyll and Hyde. I may not be able to figure it out. Godly, we're what, 2/3 of the way through the season? I still can't figure out this defense. I don't know what this defense is, but I know they can turn a game. I know they can make a play, leading the country in defensive touchdowns. Let's hear what Josh Heupel said. Y'all got me fired up. You guys want nothing but Boogie rants. You hope somebody else comes in here and insults Grade A Grounds so I can dig in and go to war, go to battle for GradeAGrounds.com. They provide great coffee. Where there's always somebody in the chat talking about how good the blueberry is. Where are you guys at? Has anybody in the chat even tried the coffee? You got to go get it. GradeAGrounds.com. Do me a favor, go get it. If you don't like it, tell me. I don't believe you because it's delicious. Has anybody tried the coffee? Free for Now says, who's Elander? I love you guys. Bert Smith, Real Estate. What's up, Bert? It's good to see you in the chat. Drops a $5 super chat. We appreciate that. Went ahead and got ourselves demonetized. Robbie says the blueberry coffee was very nice. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you. I mean, Sora. Doxed. Bert Smith says, bringing my 6-year-old down from Michigan for his first Tennessee game Saturday with Boogie, keeping us pumped up all week. Let's go. Dude, first Tennessee game. It's going to be a night game. It's going to be dark mode. The college football playoff is on the line. Your son's going to be spoiled. Your son, you can never take your son to a homecoming game now. You can never take your son to a game like UAB. You can never take your son. Your son is about to get a reality check. It's going to be, is this what college football is all about? Is this what a game in Neyland Stadium is like? Like you can't, there's not much more you can go up to from there, Bert. There's not much higher you can get than dark mode Neyland Stadium college football playoff on the line. So I know your son's going to have a good time. I love that you guys are doing that together. Man, there's something about Tennessee football, but me and Dauber talk about it a lot on this channel. It's also the people, the relationships. Man, he's always going to remember. I just got chills thinking about it, Bert. You get me fired up on a Monday morning, Bert. He's always going to look back and remember his first time in Neyland Stadium was with Dad. When time passes and you're dead and gone, and he can look back and he can remember, cherish those memories, man, that you're never going to be able to take that away. His first time in Neyland Stadium is always going to be with Dad. That's the type of stuff that I love. I love Tennessee football, man. I love Tennessee football, but I'm never going to forget. Because, and maybe it's special to me, the first guy that I ever sat in Neyland Stadium with is no longer on this earth, but you can't freaking take that memory away from me. You can't. I will have it forever. I will remember the drive down. I will remember the conversations. I will remember that moron walking us the wrong way, and we had to walk completely around the parking garage because that moron got us lost. I'll never forget. It's good laughs. It's good times. It's good memories. I'll never forget him wearing a Michael Munoz jersey and us all making fun of him. Who buys an offensive lineman jersey? He does. And then we just so happen to see NFL Hall of Famer Anthony Munoz at the Vol Walk, and he gets a picture with Michael's dad, an NFL Hall of Famer, and he's wearing his son's jersey. Man, the memories. And I will never forget that that's who I soaked that game in with. So, man, Bert, enjoy it. Your son's going to enjoy it. You're setting the standard way high. But, man, enjoy it. Enjoy it. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Shout out, Bert. Appreciate the super chat, brother. All right, let's hear what Coach Heupel had to say immediately following the win over Kentucky.
Proud of our guys, the way they competed, coming on the road, getting a win. It's a team that took Texas to
overtime a week ago and has lost some close ones. So in that way, really pleased with the performance, offense, defense, both units. There's things that we can certainly clean up as well, and we'll need to as we keep going through conference play. But you look at the turnovers early defensively, changed the way the game was played, and some of the explosive plays in the pass game certainly did that as well. So,
questions? Man, the turnovers changed the way the game was played. I know, and shout out to Checkerboard Overalls. I don't know if he listens to the Monday morning show. He brought it last night on the fan call-in show, and just when you guys are starting to get me across the line where I'm like, yeah, I'm done with Tim Banks. Like, obviously, this defense has issues. This defense has major problems. But then listening to Checkerboard Overalls, somebody that's he's been on the show before, but it's not me talking, it's not coach talking, it's not Foul Ming or Dauber or X or Scoops. It's one of you guys from the chat. So it's a different opinion. It's a different perspective. It's an outside voice that's coming in. And he's laying out all these reasons. And he's not making excuses for Tim Banks. He's talking about what he sees. He's talking about what happens on the football field. And I've said it multiple times since then. The eye test still tells me this defense has to be better. This defense has to improve. But in reality, when you talk about this defense, we struggle on the back end. Yeah, no kidding, because Boo Carter is checked out. So we're playing our backup corner at the star position. Jamal McCoy and Ricky Gibson are out. So we're playing a true freshman at corner alongside Colton Hood, who's a dude. Love me some Colton Hood. So we're beat up on the back end, man. That is a factor. That is part of it, right? That's part of it. But then on the flip side of that, it's a high octane, up tempo offense. You're going to go quick. You're going to go fast. So your defense is going to be back out there more often. And then you look at the drives, right? And this is something Checkerboard Overalls brought up. He talked about, the quick scoring drives, but in the first half alone, like Tennessee opened the game with a 4-play touchdown drive, 4 plays, 1 minute and 19 seconds. The defense goes out, gets a stop. Well, what does the offense do? A 3 and out. So as we get into the game, the offense has been out there twice for 1 minute and 19 seconds and 1 minute and 32 seconds. They come back out again. What do? Pick 6. So then they're right back out on the field again. And as we get into the first quarter, the defense has been out there for 3 drives already. Here comes the offense again. What do? 3 and out. 3 and out. So the first 3 drives for the offense, 4 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays, and then even their good drives. Following that, a 5-play touchdown drive, a 4-play touchdown drive, 5 plays and punt. They did put together a long scoring drive right before the half, 10 plays, 75 yards, but it was still just 1 minute and 32 seconds. You're in the 2-minute offense. It's just part of it, man. It's part of it. And it's not making excuses. It's just calling a spade a spade. Super Saiyan says, should we rotate more on the back end? That's what Tim Banks wants to do, right? That's what Tim Banks wants to do. By the way, Mr. Kyle, you got timed out. You're back. You continue acting like an idiot. I'll just go ahead and ban you. So you can decide. I owe you an apology for bashing that coffee. Yep, guess what? I don't owe you an apology for nothing, and now you don't get to participate in the chat. So see, you act like an idiot, you get treated like an idiot, and then we move on with the show, and you're no longer here. So good riddance. Arkansas says Boogie rant in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, no, feedback's great. Feedback's fun. Being an idiot, being a troll, I ain't got time for that. Should we rotate more on the back end? That's what they want to do, right? Tennessee wants to rotate on the back end. And just think of this rotation, Super Saiyan. Think of this rotation. Jamal McCoy, Ricky Gibson starting at corner. Your rotation is Ty Redmond and Jalen McMurray. That should be your rotation. Those are your 2 deep. Those are the guys that are coming in. Maybe your starters play a couple of series, and then they come in and play 1, right? How do you like that rotation? Instead, you're not even getting Jalen McMurray. Like, Ty Redmond is starting, so your rotation is a walk-on. Like, your 2 deep is filled with a walk-on and another true freshman. That's the problem with the rotation here, right? And then you look at the star position. And Jalen McMurray, I don't want to badmouth Jalen McMurray. He's doing a good job at the star position. Who's better at the star position? Jalen McMurray this year or a bought-in, dialed-in, focused Boo Carter from last year? A lot of people want to call Boo Carter a bust. right? A lot of people want to call Boo Carter a bust. A lot of people want to say Boo Carter is not as good as we thought. I disagree with that train of thought. I think Boo Carter is not bought in, and that's it. So, again, if we rotated on the back end, if we were healthy, that's a beautiful thing. But then you can even talk about the safety position. Now, the safety positions, that's a different animal. That's a different animal because we're not injured there. We're not hurt there. That specifically falls on Tim Banks. That falls on recruiting. That falls on, I don't know what Jacoby Thomas wanted. I don't know what Jacoby Thomas asked for, but you sure would like to have Jacoby Thomas back there playing safety this year. I know that. Now, I don't get to make those decisions. You guys don't get to make those decisions. I don't know if that was a Josh Heupel decision. I don't know if that was a Tim Banks decision. I don't know if that was a strictly money decision. And we're never going to know. We're never going to know that. But that back end looks a little bit different if you got Jacoby Thomas playing this year. So safety is a different animal. Safety is recruiting. The lack of depth is 100% on Tim Banks. It's 100% on this coaching staff. But who are you going to rotate back there? Sidney Walton, another true freshman. You're seeing Caleb Beasley start to get more time, more plays, more reps. Caleb Beasley just transferred from corner to safety back in the spring. So even his growth is not where it needs to be because he made that switch from corner to safety. So, yes, I do agree. We need to see more rotation on the back end. I just don't think we got the Jimmies and Joes to do it, which, again, goes back to why I'm not full scorched earth, fire Tim Banks. I can't validate that. I can't validate it, right? I just can't because of the circumstances around it. Now, just because I say that, does that mean, oh, you're a Tim Banks apologist? You're a Tim Banks defender? You're carrying water for Tim Banks? No, I'm just having a conversation. Said it on the show last night. If they fired Tim Banks after the season, I wouldn't celebrate and I wouldn't be mad. I would be interested to see who the hire was before I made that decision, before I said that this was a good thing or a bad thing. You could definitely upgrade from Tim Banks, but would you? I don't know. Part of it, too, is this offense. If you're a defensive coordinator, look at the numbers, right? Statistically, the numbers are always going to be worse than what the actual defense is just because of what we just rattled off at the top of this rant. More plays, faster scoring drives, up-tempo offense. You're going to be on the field more. That's just the reality of the situation. So as a defensive coordinator, do you want to sign your name to that? I don't know.
Josh, can you just talk about, you played the position. Some quarterbacks seem to have the better touch on deep balls than others. What has allowed Joey to be so effective this year?
He's calm. He does have really good touch. He trusts his wide receivers. He's got good rapport with them. Protection for most of it's been really good, too, tonight and throughout the course of it. Tonight he makes a really good job sliding in the pocket on one and delivering it. So it's a combination of, his fundamentals. He has a strong arm, but it's a catchable ball too. So all of it together, I thought I saw the field really well tonight too.
Josh, you guys have been in position on defense.
He's talking about Joey Aguilar. Cainer didn't bite. Cainer didn't bite on the video that I want to make. I'll see if you guys bite in the chat. Are we wasting Joey Aguilar? Are we wasting this offense? I mean, gosh, dang it. And again, before the season, well, we got to replace 4 of the 5 starters on the offensive line. We're going to suck. This offensive line's better than it was a year ago. Well, we've only got 7 scholarship wide receivers, not enough depth, didn't attack the portal. Our wide receivers suck. Do they? Because you look at SEC receiving yard leaders in conference games. In SEC conference games, we got 3 of the top 4 in receiving yard leaders. 3 of the top freaking 4. We got 3 wide receivers in the top 7 in the SEC in receiving yards. Brazel at 740, Braylon Staley 628, Mike at 562. Remember that? Remember those conversations? Remember that offseason when the offensive line was going to suck? Got to replace 4 out of 5 starters. I don't think Dave can start as a true freshman. Wendell Moy and Sam Pendleton aren't even worth talking about, according to some people. Man, I saw how they protected the quarterback at their previous stops. I was freaking fired up for that offensive line. I was fired up for the addition of Wendell Moy. I was fired up for the addition of Sam Pendleton. I tell you who surprised me more than anybody. Two guys. When Dave was hurt and didn't start, Jesse Perry. I didn't have it on my bingo card that Jesse Perry was going to slide out to right tackle and be that good. I didn't. And then on top of it, Sham Umarov on the inside. I didn't have it on my bingo card that he was going to play as good as he's played. So again, offensive line, question mark, been great. Been great. Wide receivers, question mark, been great. Joey Aguilar, first in the SEC in passing yards, tied for second in passing touchdowns, almost thrown for 2,400 yards, 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And how many of those interceptions hit a wide receiver in the hands? So are we wasting Joey Aguilar? And again, the reason I say that, and I love Jake Merklinger, I love George, I love freaking Faison Brandon. I want to see one of those guys come in and dominate early, but history, Josh Heupel's history at Tennessee tells me we need an upperclassman. Where's Timothy at? Where's Timothy McGee at to tell me we need to go after an older JUCO quarterback? Can a freshman or a redshirt freshman, or in Jake Merklinger's case, he's going to be a redshirt sophomore. Can Jake, George, or Faison grasp this offense? Can they grasp what Josh Heupel wants to do? Because number one, you got to give Joey Aguilar credit. Joey Aguilar came in, learned this offense in a short amount of time, and he's going out there and he's balling out. But you also got to give Josh Heupel credit because Josh Heupel got him ready. And we are seeing what Josh Heupel's offense looks like when he has a quarterback that's ready. Is it about maturity? I don't know. Is it about just being able to mentally grasp it? Hendon got it. Joe didn't. Period. That's it. See what you guys in the chat are saying. I don't see Jake being here next year. The thing is, with the new transfer portal window, does that go into effect this offseason? I know they changed it. There's going to be one window, and it's going to be in January, and that's it. So that means no spring quarterback competition for Jake Merklinger and George McIntyre. They got to make their decision now. I'm with you guys. I think I think George McIntyre, that's the front runner. Shout out Miss J if she's listening with Coach. George McIntyre is my front runner to be the starter in 2026. And that excites me, man. I'm excited about GMAC. But can GMAC grasp the full offense? Can he grasp what Josh Heupel wants to do as a redshirt freshman? I don't know. We're going to find out. I think he's got the intangibles. I think the orange and white game, and I get it, small little body of work. I'm not going Harrison Bailey here. I'm not saying George McIntyre for Heisman. I'm just saying in that small body of work, being able to see him live, I thought GMAC looked better than Jake. Now, if Jake sticks around, Jake wins the job, then let's go Jake Merklinger. I'm riding with Jake Merklinger. Going to hear more here from Josh Heupel. We're on that membership drive. Smash the thumbs up if you hadn't. That's quick, free, and easy. That doesn't cost you a thing. If we get 16 more memberships, whether they're gifted or whether you guys join the channel, if you don't have a Power T beside your name, what are you doing? You can fix that. Hit the join button. If you got $1, I need $1. Got $1. I need that dollar. We need your support. For the fans, by the fans. Also fan funded. I say it all the time, but I mean it. This show doesn't exist. I'm not doing a Monday morning show. I'm not doing a Friday morning show. I am blessed to do this full time, and that is because of your support. It is. But now the market's oversaturated. There's about 40 channels out there doing exactly what I do, and it's not a big deal, but it is bleeding some of the audience out. So I need your support now more than ever. And if that means you can give $1 a month, we greatly appreciate it. Hit that join button. Super chats, appreciated. Picking up merchandise, appreciated. If you can't afford to give, don't ever give. Don't ever feel it. Well, Boogie doesn't like me because I don't give. That's lies. Fuzzy doesn't give. I love Fuzzy. Fuzzy's a dude. He's here every time the lights come on. You can hit the thumbs up, and that is free, and it helps the channel. We would appreciate it. Let's hear more from Josh Heupel.
And just struggle tackling. What can you do at this point in the year to be a better tackler?
Well, it is. It comes down to fundamentals.
Hold on a second. What is Austin Price doing? What is Austin Price doing? AP just asked, what can you do to clean up the poor tackling? What the heck is AP doing? Because the general's quarters over at VolQuest.com, you think our Facebook group is bad? You should go join the general's quarters and see what they say during a game. But they say that Austin Price will not ask a tough question. Yeah, there's a nice pause of the COVID cough right there, Big T. There's a COVID cough right there. They get mad because they say that AP doesn't ask the tough questions. AP just asked, how do you clean up the tackling? The tackling's been atrocious. The tackling's been awful. Can you clean that up this late in the season? Let's hear what Josh Heupel says because I want to know the answer to this too.
Well, it is. It comes down to fundamentals. It's body position. Like that is tackling, and some of it's pulling your pin too. And there's a couple times tonight where we don't do that. The big screen, perimeter screen off a run, that's a big play early for a touchdown. We just fit it wrong and got two guys in the gap essentially with Idris coming over the top. And so it is correctable. It is correctable at this point, but it comes down to fundamentals.
Patrick, and then Adam.
Coach, you sounded pretty displeased about the defense going into halftime talking to the SEC Network. What did you see in response from that group? What did you not like? You kind of touched on it a little bit there. What did you not like about the performance in the first half?
And I don't know if my tone was that way or not. I'm gonna be honest. I just felt like offensively and defensively in the first half, there's things that we control that we can play cleaner, and it's alignment, assignment, fundamentals, technique, execution. And so defense has two big turnovers that change the way the game's played. The two explosives, man, inside fade versus man, we can match that out. We got bad fundamentals and technique, and then the perimeter screen. I think it was 21 they had at half, right? We gave up one real drive. We gave up two big explosive plays that don't need to take place.
Second half started.
That is what's maddening about this defense. He's talking about the first half. You give up 21 points. Two of those touchdowns were just giving up a big play, right? Giving up an explosive. Bukhari getting beat, and then a little swing pass where, gosh, horrible angles. Just horrible. I'm not even – a blind man could see it. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I would like to pull you to the side and say, what is going through your head? Why did you attack this way? Looked like me on a freaking Tuesday night. Horrible angle. But it's two explosive plays. But then on the flip side, like if I'm like trying to sell this thing and I'm trying to spin this thing, I'm going, hey, that's just one play. That's just one man getting beat. But then you turn around and give up the long drives, right? 96-yard drive. Is that what it was? 96-yard scoring drive? 75 yards. 75 in the first half. 75 yards. No, 96. 96. I was right. 96 yards. You also gave up a 75-yard drive in the first quarter. It's not just one thing, it's everything. I can't, like, if they just gave up the explosive, I could be like, all right, it's simple. One man, do your job. Stop the explosive play. Let's bear down. Let's get a stop. No, it's not that, because it's either you give up an explosive, and if you don't, then they just march on down the field and chalk up another 75-yard drive, another 90. Three drives of 90-plus yards in the last two games. Three, not three. Yes, Alabama. Yeah, Alabama. Yes, it was in the last two games. 3 drives of over 90 yards in the last two games. So it's not just the big plays. It's not just the explosives. It's also the long extended drives and not being able to get off the field on third down. That's why it's maddening. And I don't even know what I'm watching at this point. That's why Josh Heupel's frustrated. He's like, was it my tone? Y'all could tell I was pissed? Yes, coach. Yes, we could tell you were mad. Clearly.
Like you wanted to. What did you say at halftime? You guys back on track and come out and take control.
This group is competitive. They compete the same way, no matter what the scoreboard is. I do love and appreciate that about them. You got 30 more minutes of ball, and so let's go play the way that we're capable of, and need to start fast and change the way the game's played. And we're able to do that, get a stop, go score, and change it. The 2-minute drive at the end of the first half was big, and the starting fast in the third quarter was.
Josh, you've got a small sample size of Joey, just been here 8 games, but are you surprised that he's still got better performances than he's had before? Do you think he's even hit his ceiling yet?
He has not. He's 8 games into this. You watch the video, you talk to him, you feel like he's made up of the right things, but you still don't know what you got until the lights come on and the ball's on the tee. And super composed, never too high, never too low, fierce competitor, tough mentally, physically, emotionally, very within himself, and those are winning traits.
David's first start at right tackle, Jesse going to guard. What do you think of that
Yeah,
combo?
it's how they had worked during training camp. Obviously David gets hurt, and Jesse had worked at guard and tackle, and Lobo had worked on both sides, and the duration or the extended time that David was out made it tough early, to go right back to that and play extended time. David's played really well, has had a really good couple of weeks of practice, and ultimately started it that way this week. And we got great trust in all those guys. Sad at center, Sham, all of them. And you guys hear me say this, and you guys probably are like some of our young guys don't necessarily believe me, but you're going to need them all as you go through this league.
You know what's a beautiful thing when you talk about this offensive line, and Dave once again graded out as the top offensive line of the night against Kentucky. But when you look at it, Lance Hurd's earning himself some cash right now. Lance Hurd's gone after this year. Lance Hurd is off to the NFL. He is 100% going to get drafted. But the beautiful thing is next year you're going to move Dave over to left tackle. You've got Sam Pendleton back. You've got Wendell Moy back. You've got Jesse Berry who can play at right tackle, and then Sham still in there at left guard. So your offensive line is basically going to be what it was to start this year, but you're plugging in Dave Sanders instead of Lance Hurd at left tackle. This offensive line is young. And again, I go back to Joey Aguilar. Joey Aguilar. Are we wasting him? And that sounds brutal and that sounds blunt. Dang, what I would give to have Joey Aguilar back next year. And I know that's a talking point. Everybody likes to bring it up. Everybody likes to say, well, Boogie, but he can come back. Can he? Because until he says he's coming back, he's not coming back. I don't know if this is Joey's last year or not. I don't know what Joey Aguilar wants to do. Does Joey Aguilar even want to play another year of football? Does Joey Aguilar have an opportunity in the NFL? Does Joey Aguilar want to go move on with life and do whatever is known in his, like whatever he wants to do in his life outside of football? I have no idea what Joey Aguilar wants to do. But dang it, when you look at this offense and you look at what's coming back next year, all the wide receivers, Chris Brassell's going to go make some money in the NFL, but you got Rad Jackson, you got Travis Smith, you got freaking Tristan Keys coming in, Celeste Moa coming in, Tyreek. You got dudes coming in at wide receiver that can make an impact as true freshmen. Your entire offensive line outside of Lance Hurd, plug in Dave Sanders there. Ethan Davis started to show what he can do. Jack Van Dorsett, Deshaun Brame at tight end. Your running backs outside of Star Thomas are back. This offense that's right up there, I think they're tied for second, maybe second in scoring offense right now. All of it could return. Almost all of it could return next year if Joey Aguilar wants to play. How much better or how much worse is it going to be if it's George McIntyre, if it's Jake Merklinger, if it's Faison Brandon?
Austin. No area on tonight. What did you see out of Jaden Perlotti? What did you see out of Edwin? Just kind of keep that group.
Yeah, AC game time decision, could have played. Just felt like long term probably wasn't the right thing, and some other guys got some play. I think they fit some things really well. Perlotti made some big plays, a huge sack. In the fringe, plus 35 area, knocks him out of scoring territory. He's got fumble recovery. Edwin did some really good things fitting the run. There's some things that collectively as a group in the second level, I'm not sure we played as well as we're capable of too, but solid performance.
John and David. Josh, could you just talk about how big it was to get 7 instead of 3 there to close the first half?
Yeah. Again, just it changes the way the game's played. That combined with what we do in the second half, and it was a good response drive by the offense, and some critical plays and throws by Joey and the skill guys, and then big time throw and catch on the touchdown with limited time right there to get 7 out of it.
Did you feel like that changed the momentum of the game at all, and how you guys performed in the second half?
I'm not sure that it completely changes the momentum. It pushes the scores, score back up, and then starting fast in the third quarter, getting a stop and offensively going and scoring. Well, now that does, and your ability to, heavy run, play action pass, it changes what we were going to see defensively, and changes, what you're able to do offensively.
The score right before the half was huge. Getting points there, going quick, little 2-minute drill was huge. But what swung the game is what he's talking about, the fast start in the second half. You get a touchdown right before halftime. You're up 35-21. Then your defense forces a punt. You answer it with a quick score. And again, just going back to what I talked about earlier, right? Your defense gets a stop to start the second half. They force a punt. What do? You score in 2 plays in 25 seconds. And you're sending the defense right back out there. Now, they dug in, missed field goal. Offense goes back out. What do? 5 plays. They score again. So your defense has gotten 2 stops to start the second half, and your offense has scored in 2 plays in 25 seconds and in 5 plays in 1:29 seconds. And then that's when Kentucky comes out, 10 plays, 75 yards, 5-minute drive. And I think the defense is gassed at that point. But again, it's part of it, man. But that swung the momentum. Scoring before the half, getting 2 stops coming out in the third quarter. That was the difference in this game. Dylan for 5. We appreciate you, Dylan. Random question. But if Boo leaves and we don't have a true replacement at star, how would y'all feel about Perlotti there? He stops the run and covers. Is he fast enough? I know he's fast for linebacker. Is he fast enough to play that star position? That I do not know. I don't know if he's fast enough there. Jalen McMurray is going to be gone, so that star position is going to be interesting. And I'm trying to remember who all got some run there at star. Didn't Caleb Beasley? Am I wrong? Am I crazy? Did Caleb Beasley get some run at the star position in the offseason? I want to say that, but I don't know. Jalen McMurray is going to be gone. Boo Carter, I fully expect Boo Carter to transfer and be gone. I thought Colton Hood. I thought, I know Coach brought this up last night. I talked about it watching what he did at Colorado. I thought he could have come in and really shined at that star position. I just don't know that Perlotti has the speed to play in the secondary if you're asked to cover one-on-one in space. We saw what happened to Boo Carter against Kentucky. I don't know that Jaden Perlotti can cover like that in space, but it'll be interesting. That's a good point to see who they play at that star position if Boo Carter is off to Colorado or wherever it is that he ends up. I think this coaching staff, obviously Tim Banks, this defensive coaching staff is going to have to make some adjustments, make some changes. They're also going to have to attack the transfer portal. If our defense is going to be not even elite, if our defense is going to be efficient, you're going to have to add some safeties. And I don't know, man. We'll see. There's a lot of coaching changes going on around the country. Is Shady Hayward locked in at Florida, or could you maybe pick up the phone, make a little phone call behind the scenes, a little tampering, see if Shady Hayward's interested in coming home? That's right, home, because this is where Shady Hayward wanted to be. Did he grow up any in that year at Florida? We got to attack the portal. And again, look at this offense. Look at this offense. Your wide receiver room is loaded. And part of that's retention. You got to keep those wide receivers here. Are they going to want money? Are they going to want to bounce? Are they going to want to get paid? Your offensive line's going to be back. Your running backs, for the most part, are going to be back. The money is going to be there to spend on defense. I think you need to go get an elite safety. I think that is what has been missing from this defense since Josh Heupel, since Tim Banks arrived, is elite safety play. We appreciate you guys tuning in on a Monday morning edition of Talkin Balls. Always a good time to have Cainer on here talking a little baseball this morning, talking about the hiring of Josh Elander, but also talking a little football. That's what we do around here. If you have not done so yet, smash the thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're not a member, you can fix that. Hit the join button. I would appreciate that support. You can also grab some Talkin Balls merchandise. You guys already know where. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin Balls. We got Talkin Balls logo theme merch, rivalry merch, parody shirts, all kinds of fun stuff. Golf polos, quarter zips, coffee mugs, whatever you want. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin Balls. Again, you can support the channel by hitting the join button. It's only $1 a month. You want to be a part of a game day chat this Saturday night, Tennessee, Oklahoma, dark mode, night game. I've got a chat room set up over in our Patreon, and you guys can live interact with me throughout the course of the game. We did it for Alabama. We did it again for Kentucky. It's a lot of fun, just live interaction as the game is playing out. That link is in the description below. You can go over to the Patreon and support there. Again, we don't exist without you guys. I'm grateful, man. blows my mind the support that this channel gets, the idea that I get to come on here and hang out with you guys and talk to you guys about Tennessee football, and you support this channel the way that you do. It blows my mind, and I am grateful for that. But it is going to do it for this one. We appreciate you guys. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. I got a video coming in about an hour, so stay tuned for that. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.